Triodetic markets its services to architects and engineers, and when its structure is decided upon, the pipes and hubs can generally be created and shipped out to locations in North America in just 8 weeks. Tonight, Triodetic President Bill Van Gool explains how it's done. So, Bill, who are your actual customers? Is it engineers and architects that come to you and say, we want a structure of this kind, and then you design it?
Yes. We market to architects and engineers. We show them our capabilities, and then they approach us. And usually they have very little to go on. They'll say, we have this particular shape in mind, or we need to cover this area, and then it's up to us to actually come up with a concept that suits their vision, and we then draw it up. And usually that work is all done free of charge, because the architect doesn't know yet if he's going to proceed with this.
Right.
So we have to make drawings, and we do estimates, and let them choose and make some modifications if required.
Now, it's my understanding, and I may have this wrong, but in North America, once you know what you're building, you can actually create the pieces and ship it out within 8 weeks.
That's correct.
That's amazing. How can you do that?
Well, it's a very simple system. You know, we form the tubes, we form the hubs, and the tubes actually dictate the shape. So if we fabricate the tubes in a certain way, then when you assemble it, you actually get these curved shapes or flat space frames. And there are only really basically two components. There's the tube and there's the hub that holds together. So once you have the tube and hub, you can build a structure. So there's not that many components. Covering it is another issue, because if it's a curved structure, then the covering can be quite complex. But the structure is very simple. Those foundations, we do them in actually much faster than 8 weeks, often 6 weeks, and they're off to the job sites.
And you do that all here in Ottawa?
Yeah. And it's very compact shipping. All the tubes are all bundled together into small crates and shipped. And we can ship all over the world that way, very compact. We put them in containers and ship. We just completed a project for Barrick Gold up in the Andes, something like 14,000 feet up in the sky almost. It's a beautiful spot, but it is a mine. It's a gold mine up there for Barrick Gold. And
it's just this big dome.
This big dome. And we've done another one in Chile as well, where we built for a copper mine. That one was in the Atacama Desert in Chile.
So basically, you're doing the pipes and the hubs here. Yes. You pack them in these containers. They just get shipped out, and when they get to the other end, anybody can put these together.
That's right. Yeah.
And who does the covering?
We also get involved with the covering.
Okay.
But that's not a product that we produce here. We take conventional covering materials and then form them to curvature and ship those. So we take existing materials and then profile them to suit the actual geometry of our roofs.
Next time, Bill, we're going to talk about where Triodetic is going in the future. Triodetic has been creating structures and buildings out of pipes and hubs for more than 40 years. From Olympic pavilions to domes for gold mines to architecturally stunning towers and museums. Today we look at where Triodetic is going in the future. This is a company that has been in business for 40 years. What kind of challenges are you facing now?
Well, the challenge actually remains the same. It's how to get the word out. We are presently still a low, sort of a quiet neighbor, but we need to make more noise. I think we need to get more exposure internationally and to attract clients, architects. We have this now with this new free-form structures. We need to find clients who are actually interested in building these things, and that's. Most architects are used to the rectilinear work, and this is a challenge, is to interest them in these shapes and to bring them to us, of course.
Is it a challenge with the way commodity prices are? You need a lot of steel. Is this a problem for you?
It can be, and we, through the years, and I've been around for quite a while in this company, steel prices will change, and steel prices have changed dramatically on occasion. And that has hit us badly. but we've always recovered, of course. But then there's also the change in the dollar. Our business is tied. We do a lot of work in the United States, so if the dollar has a sudden change, or at least a quick change through the year, a 6 month drop, so that we are affected by commodity prices. We're affected by also the exchange rate.
Now you talk about the need to get the word out about Triodetic. Your structures absolutely speak for themselves, but how do people find you? I guess that's the problem. They look, isn't that gorgeous, but how do I find the company that did that?
Yes, so with the web now, we have more opportunities to go out there and knock on doors, sort of on a virtual way. But knocking on doors, the real way, shaking hands, is probably the one that for me is still the one that really brings the projects in. So we do what they call lunch and learns for architects.
Okay.
And where we set up a lunch and we talk during lunchtime, and they're all gathered. We bring food, and they get to listen for an hour or so on some of our speeches and show our images. And these images, as you say, speak for themselves.
They speak for themselves. Where is Triodetic going in the future? What can we expect?
Oh, bigger and better things. We just have been awarded a very prestigious project in Palm Beach Gardens in Florida, where we're building a civic center, a city center, where we have a dome in the shape of the Capitol building in Washington. And there are also some barrel vaults, and all that work will be Triodetic. So that will be a very prestigious project for us.
And when will that be delivered?
We're starting drawings now, and they expect the dome at least to be up there sometime in the spring. So it's a very fast-moving project. We have a few other things in the works there, where we're putting in some proposals for a large ski slope to cover 1,000 foot. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but we will incorporate conventional structural steel in our system, because we couldn't span 1,000 feet by Triodetic alone. So we need to incorporate conventional structural steel, but we would be infill elements. So that's a dream, but we've been there before. We've had dreams and then realized them, so who knows?
My final question for you, is there any structure that you cannot do, any shape you cannot do yet?
I haven't hit one yet, but can happen.
You can keep trying anyway. Okay. Bill, thank you very much.
You're welcome.